morning.
Good morning.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Today is May the 6th, Friday, 2011. I'm interviewing Bidyut Sarker. Bidyut, when people call, what's your home? What's your desh?
Bangladesh.
And?
I'm a Bangladeshi Hindu.
Yes, but more specifically, what village, what district people generally say?
I'm from Netrakona, district Netrakona, town Netrakona.
Okay. You lived in town?
Yeah.
You grew up there?
I born and brought up and grew up over there.
Right. How many generations have you lived, do you know?
My whole generation, I do not know. We did not
How
come
many
from
families? Any idea?
generation to after generation.
Many.
Many.
You're the native of that place.
Yes.
How long did you study there? Did you go to school?
I went to the school. I went to college, and then
Which college did you go to?
I went to Netrakona College.
Netrakona itself. So you stayed home and went to school.
Yeah.
And then up to what class you studied there? What degree?
I did finish my bachelor degree from in there,
Yeah.
and then I moved to Dhaka University.
And what did you study there?
I did study in Dhaka University.
What did you study?
I studied social science and
Okay. So you had a master's degree there?
on social science.
So tell me a little bit about your parents. What's their names?
My father's name is Jugendra Chandra Sarkar. My mother's name is Pramila Rani Sarkar.
Okay. And did you have brothers and sisters?
I do have 4 brothers and 1 sister.
And they all lived with you in Netrakona?
They used to, and after in 1965, my elder brother moved along with my mother's grandmother to India. Now he is living since 1965. After 1965, he is living in India.
Where?
In Bardhaman.
Why?
Because my grandparents moved from Bangladesh to Bardhaman. They cannot live over there because after 65 there is a riot in 1965 during the war. And
where they were living, your grandparents?
Now living in Bardhaman.
No, where they were living before?
They lived in a village called Itahata near Jaipur.
That was in Dhaka.
In Dhaka.
Dhaka district.
In the Dhaka
So they fled after the war. Was it after the 65 war or 65?
Just after 65 war.
Or after 64 there was a big killing called Hazrat Bal killing.
I know that not that one, but after 65 war they are having. They don't feel it's secure to live there because too much problem, too much pressure.
What kind of pressure?
From the neighbors and government. They are trying to arrest, because he is Hindu and they have some lots of property, and they have the wealthy family, in that part of the village, and it is very close to Jaipur Thana. The things, we have a connection with the Hindu and connection with India. That is our fault as a Hindu.
So and then they left all their property.
I think they exchange with someone from another parts of Bardhaman, and they have to exchange, and along with them, I think my mother and father decided to send their elder son also in India, at least for we feel very unsecured and unsafe.
But so, you lived there though, right?
We did live there, but just thinking that at least one of our family member will be safe and secure.
Oh, is that? What kind of tension you had in Netrakona when you grew up? Do you remember any?
All the times we have to live under the pressure of Malawan. We are just unwanted.
What is Malawan?
Malawan means you are not Muslim infidel.
Okay. It's a derogatory word, is it?
It's a derogatory. Like if you are say nigger, it's kind of same meanings, to insulting.
So that is to be on a regular basis. Used to be.
I have to face it everyday life.
Okay.
And it seems like you born and brought up in this country, and you're not welcome in that country at all, and nobody is opening their arms for you. You are unwanted. Just.
Did you ever face it? Have you ever heard of any Hindu being victimized, killed, or injured? Have you ever heard of that?
A lot of time, thousands of them.
How so? Under what condition?
It's circumstances. It's different. Every discrimination in every level. Even if you go to the court or if you go to the police station, they'll not take your case. So there is nothing is recorded. Say somebody robbing or taking in the guanas and stuff like that. If you are taking money, you are doing like a partnership business with a Muslim partner. You cannot get any job without a Muslim partner, the contractor. Then Muslim partner denies you giving the money. They are taking all the money, but he denies them. If you go to the court, you will not get justice because they are, the police will not take a case. If you,
So it's almost like a daily terror in a sense.
It is
the humiliation
and terror and
insecurity,
and they're in other way. You're not welcome. You're forcing them, economically starving, business starving, job starving, education starving. Just then you can you're fed up and you're going to leave this country.
Now, what was your father doing?
We do have a business and we do have some land also.
Okay.
We are getting crops from out of our lands, and
But he's still there.
My father died. My mother died. Everybody's died. My brother is only one brother is living there, and I also sponsored him. He probably I don't want. It is not. He is writing and crying that it is not safe anymore. Even the liberal government does not matter. They don't feel secure and safe.
But he still manages the business?
There's no business at all. He's just dropping the business or something. So, just keeping
but the land is still there?
Land is still there, but most of the times it is not in our custody and we cannot fight it back.
It's really... Now tell us a little bit about how your home, how was it? Is it a cottage or big building, small building? Brick building?
It is a brick two-story building, our home, where we live. And
what neighborhood?
It is in the city.
What neighborhood?
It's a business district, you can say. We have business district and it's main street in the city. And that is our home. We do have house at the village, but that is abandoned. Because we cannot go over there.
Okay. So none of your relations live in the village? Any relation?
There are some. The people are poor. They're not have any voice.
And you don't. Now, you said your grandparents fled to Bardhaman in West Bengal, and he was able to at least compensate by exchanging the property.
Exchanging the property.
Do you know? Do you know anyone else besides your family who left your place to go to India?
A lot.
Neighbors? Any other neighbors?
A lot. Every day. And I in 1961, 1965, 1967, before 1970, I used to see these people coming. Every day my friends, one after one, they're flying. They, days after days.
Okay.
We do not know this where they went and how they disappeared from that the day. Like we are playing today. Next day I heard he is not here. I don't see that.
What was you feeling like when you?
I said what is? It is like an empty feeling. Why my question when I was feeling my question when I was kid, I do not understand then why they have to leave. This is a question why. What is the reason? Then when I grow up, I realize, especially the people who does have daughters, they don't feel secure because Muslim boys and neighbors, they want to try to grab the Hindu girls, and then they think it is their holy duty to convert a Hindu, and they're gonna go to heaven. And there is no resistance from society, from the government or from the police department. They help them to force a Hindu girl to become a Muslim.
Is it that bad? Does it really happen, or it's just a fear?
It's not fear. It's happening every day. Even you can see the newspaper, everyday newspaper, you can see that thing that the Hindu girls was kidnapping. Hindu temples were desecrated. There, even now, even this so-called liberal only government or liberal government, they are also entering. Even this liberal government MPs are forcefully taking lands from temples. They're taking and destroying temples and taking over the lands of the temples. Devata Sampatti.
Yeah. So, have you ever visited your grandparents in Bardhaman?
Yeah, I did in 1971 when we fled. Then at that time we are taking shelter in
Now you mentioned 7. How is their house? Were they happy by exchanging?
No, nobody's want to leave the New. Like if I am living in New York, I don't want to go to California because it doesn't matter how good it is. I don't know the people. I do have my surrounding. I do have my business. I do have my friends and family here. So if I go over there, I have to create new friends and family because we are human beings. We need our friends, family, or to entertain ourselves to get relief from our stress. This is a social structure. Who wants to go somewhere else? Doesn't matter how good it is, how bad it is.
Yeah. Now, yes. You mentioned 71. Was your family affected in 1971?
Yes, sir.
How was it?
How was it? Our whole house, we left because of the fear. We locked our door and business. We left
When,
to the
what
Fort
month?
Bed.
Do you know?
It is after March, first week of April. And then, because armies are, and they are coming
How old
Ragad.
were you approximately? 71?
I was like 15.
So you
14.
remember?
I remember.
Yeah,
14,
okay.
15.
So
Then we went to one of the friends' house in nearby village, about 10, 15 miles. Because I thought,
how did you go?
Take risks and stop as much as we can, take some beds and stuff like that.
Okay.
Because when the plane is coming and shooting from the sky or throwing some bomb, everybody's scared. We never see, like the plane or a fighter plane and throwing bombs. And I think everybody can die. We don't have any resistance.
So where did you go? From what was the name of the village? 15 miles.
I cannot remember.
Okay, from there, where did you go? How
And
did
then it's 5 to 10 miles away, and we thought when it will become normal after a few days, and then we're gonna go back. But the situation totally different. The secular movement, secular peoples who think that we are all brother and sister. At least we do have kinds of tolerance. Then when we went to the village and we see the tolerance become a hatred. All over, the only Islamic fundamentalists are supporting the Pakistani army and are taking over our home, destroying our home, taking all the tin shade and all the walls, all the and everything they took over. Somebody is taking over my house. They break the law. They took all the
Was
furniture.
it only happening to Hindus or Muslims too?
99% is Hindus.
Oh.
Very few of them Muslims say, because you have relative, he have relative, they have relative, they're gonna come and say this. 100 among the 100, all the Muslims are not fleeing totally. They have some people, some families, members, beside some prominent Amalik leader who are, prominent one, But their family used to live there. I mean, 1 or 2 guys are, But as a Hindu, we have to move everybody because they're, especially Pakistani army and Islamic fundamentalists, they are especially looking for only Hindu people who are not Muslims. They're shooting the Hindu people. They're forcing to be Muslims. They're raping the Hindu girls, regardless age or
Did you know anybody Anybody who were killed, injured, violated at that time?
I have known several of them.
Anybody in your immediate family, close or extended family?
Luckily, we escaped, and we went to India.
Where in India did you go?
The part of equals Bagmara border. It is in next to in Meghalaya.
Meghalaya, okay.
Meghalaya.
You went to Meghalaya.
Because
so your family stayed in Meghalaya for some time?
Yeah, we stayed like about a couple 2-3 months. Then
where did you stay?
It's called Bagmara.
No. Was it a refugee camp?
Is a camp. You know, we are. It's not. Yeah, it is a camp because we make some. We have an extended family. Then a small tent is not good enough. Then we build a house on top of the hill, or inside of the hill. That's all the area was hilly area, so we have to pay some, and then we used to go inside of we used to go to the refugee camp, stand in the line to get the rations and take and leave it there because
And so then after a couple of months you moved to the Bardhaman with your grandparents?
Yeah, with grandparents. My uncle came down and pick up. My uncle and my brother came down to the camp, and we communicate with them with letters, and they came down and picked us.
Did you send a letter or by phone?
No, we did send them letter, and they came down to know where
and then you stayed with them till liberation?
Yeah.
So after independence, when did you return?
I think so. We returned in January.
January?
Yeah.
And
right after independence.
So did India government help you to come to your place? Did Bangladesh government help you to come?
I think so far I remember nobody comes, and trains are free. That's why we do not buy anything, and we get some food and stuff. Then we take the train from Bonga, and then from I guess Faridpur, this area.
Okay,
we came down.
Okay. Then from Dhaka you went to Dhaka. Now, when you came, do you remember how was your house like?
When we came down, there is no roof. Only one house was captured. They have a little roof, but side wall and door and everything is broken. Everything is taking it. So we have to fix it. We have to do that things, and only one room house, home have this on the side, but then we have to build other homes and stuff like this. It's really hard.
What about furnitures too?
Nothing. We have to sleep on the floor. Nothing. We have to sleep on the floor. Then we have to make our own furniture and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
we don't have nothing. We don't have a plate or anything to eat or something. Luckily, we get some old cookeries from India, and we brought it. If we don't have anything, and then we have a chance to eat and stay. And we have to rebuild everything, all the house and everything right now. And now the situation is so bad, we have to, leave the country again.
It's not. But your parents passed away in Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
When did they pass away? A few years ago, right?
Yeah, about 13 years ago.
Okay.
13, 14 years.
Now, when you visited West Bengal, right?
Yeah.
Have you visited afterwards, after 71 also?
Yeah, I visited around 1993.
So now tell me, what do you think in West Bengal, for example, Muslims have been able to stay, but in Bangladesh you people have been, you feel insecure. Why is this? We are the same people, both Bengalis. One is Hindu majority, other is Muslim majority. So how could in Bangladesh, Hindu minorities like yourself couldn't stay, feel insecure, but do you think West Bengal, what Muslims have stayed, very few Muslims have fled to Bangladesh. So do you think, have you ever thought why so?
Okay, the belief is different. Here, we value, beside Islam, every human race value the human life. They don't think others as the infidel subhuman beings. The thought of Quran make a human being to become level of animal. That is my view, because they don't respect other human beings or other religion as a part of human
But of course
culture.
Muslims wouldn't like to say that. They also consider other people human. Muslims, if you ask them, don't you think they would say it the other way?
They don't denounce the Quran. That if Quran says that Jews are apes, so they don't denounce the Quran. They do not say that it's Muslim have a holy duty to convert non-Muslims. They don't denounce
So
it.
how are you going to live together? Now, since you have lived, you have survived. Many refugees have not. So it's your wisdom. How are they going to two communities survive next door to each other?
I have totally different idea. It could be a radical idea. It's either you have to change the language of Quran, or the Muslim people have to understand what is human life is. So what is belief is. You have a freedom of religion and have respect for other people's belief. They don't have it.
Okay, but of course Muslims should differ from you, with you at least. Now tell me, because of partition, because you are doing for Partition Documentation Center, do you think anybody benefited because of partition, the division of Bengal?
Yes, definitely. Muslim people say East Bengal, that so-called East Bengal Bangladeshi Muslims, they're benefited. Why? All the 80% land was owned by the Hindus. Now Hindus have like 5 to 10% land, because they've taken all the lands. They take over the lands without paying, without doing anything, without forcing them to Hindus out. So they are getting all the land free. They are getting all the benefit. Hindus, lands, business, jobs, economically growth. They are free. That is their main goal. They throw all the people who does have asset.
Now you mentioned your brother. Is your brother is still there? What about your sister?
My sister was there. I bring them here a couple of years ago. I sponsored them, and they're here.
Okay, and your brother is still there.
Yes.
And he's married.
Yes.
So, but he still thinks that he is not secured. He is not. But is it because he's Hindu, or is it because Bangladesh is a poor country?
It's not the question of Bangladesh, because we have an asset. We know, he's not doing anything, more or less. Basically, he's collecting rent and collecting crops. We don't have that economical problem that we are going to face. And we are 4 brothers, 1 sister. So nobody is taking and nobody is asking money from him, because all the property and crops. He is enjoying whole house and rent and business. So it is not the economical question. He have more than enough to survive, or to support.
So
himself.
What's the question then?
Questions, security. Why? Let me put it that way. Vice versa. When you see that September 11th incident happened, the Muslims in America feel insecure, but they are secured by the government. Even though all over the world the Muslims are not welcome, but still, why they're living in America? Because they think America is more secure, and they're bringing their family to America. Why? They get that personal security, security of their wealth, security of their education, security of their business. That was guaranteed by the government and constitution. In Bangladesh, Hindu wealth personal security, security of their life is not guaranteed by the government or by the people or by the administration.
Okay. Yes, I'm almost to the end. Is there any other thing that I didn't ask you? You would like to say something? Add something that I didn't ask you? Is there anything else that comes to your mind?
Well, major, because during the partition, we overlook one thing, that during the partition, the Hindu majority district was, some Hindu majority district, what is supposed to be part of India, but Muslim peoples or Muslim League trick the peoples in a divide and rule policy. They are tricking the peoples in Faridpur, Madaripur, Bhola, also in some part of Borisha, Khulna, that they are discriminated by the upper caste Hindus. If they join India, they will be more discriminated. This is the dirty game they played, and some lower caste Hindu leader, I will not going to say that thing, lower caste Hindu, there's some Hindu leader fall in that trap. And they convince the peoples in class struggles, they think they will be more safe in Bangladesh. Even in Sylhet, it will be among the 17 districts that times, we have 6 or 7 districts was Hindu majority supposed to go to there. That 6 or 7 districts have force, bring back to the, to East Pakistan because of our Hindu leadership's misconception, misunderstanding, and they are tricking us. We should not fall in that trap, and that is bringing more bad or trouble or disturbing news or creating more problem for us. If we have less Hindu people there, we can save more Hindu peoples from that kind of misery. That's what I need to say.
Thank you very much for your time.